Hey girlfriends, welcome back to the channel for another video this week. If you are new here, my name is GeranikaMycia, but all my friends call me G. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back this week and clicking on my face. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, you know, all of the good things. And do not forget to follow me over Instagram, my girl, for all of the fabulous updates, okay? And come back each week for weekly uploads. So as we end out this year, I want to do a fashion roundup video. If we're being honest, y'all, this year was such a blur. I'm sitting here like, how are we in December already? 2023 is like knocking on the door, and 2022 is about to be no more, okay? I'm sitting here like, if we're being honest, I don't even remember the beginning of this year. I don't remember January. I kind of have a little foggy view of June because it was my birthday, but I don't remember this year. So rounding up my favorite fashion moments or the best fashion moments, child, I had to do a little more research because I don't remember anything. So if I forget any moment that you feel like was a moment this year, definitely comment down below and let me know, because I'm sure I forgot a lot of moments, okay? But I kind of narrowed it down to maybe like 10 or 11 of my favorite fashion moments of 2022. So if there's something that you want to see, girl, just keep watching. All right, so the first moment is probably, no, it's not probably, it is my favorite fashion moment of 2022. Like, hands down. I didn't see anything that really affected me and had that emotional effect on me, and it is going to be the Paris Fashion Week show by Coperni. At the end, the finale, they did this amazing presentation with Bella Hadid. Now, they did the spray-on dress, the white spray-on dress with her, but hold on, I got some details because y'all, when I tell y'all, it just made me smile inside. So during that show, the brand did a liquid fiber spray-on dress on Bella Hadid. Now, the reason that is my favorite moment, because anytime I come in contact or watch something that has to do with fashion or art and it has an emotional effect on me, it literally leaves an impact on my emotions. And that whole situation, it was just so beautiful, y'all. Now, the show in general, it was okay. It wasn't nothing too spectacular, but the ending. Now, before that little situation, the finale of that show, I didn't really keep much of an eye on the brand, but after that, I started to like literally do a little more research, and I just wanted to know more. I became very intrigued. Now, another thing that, as I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, I wanted to know who was the creative director behind it. I wanted to know all of the things, but the one thing that stood out the most for me during Lee Alexander McQueen's, during his spring 1999 show, this was very similar to his finale. Now, he had this dress. First of all, he had these two robots. It was like these two painting robots. He had those before he had the finale dress. He went right before the show, maybe like the night before the show, he created this finale dress. It was an all white dress with tulle, and it had like a buckle at the top. It's like a halter top dress, and that finale, he even cried. He was like, that's the only show that he had that he cried. When I was watching that finale show, of course I didn't watch it in 1999, I watched it like years later, I cried. It was so amazing, from the model, from the movement, from the robots, and he was actually backstage controlling the robots. Girl, the detail behind this, everybody was telling him that it could not happen, and it happened. That was amazing. I would love to see this dress. I was told that this dress is in the Met Museum. I have to see this dress in person, because the emotion that literally captured me was the same when I watched the Alexander McQueen show. That's the same feeling that I watched when Coperni did the liquid spray-on dress. Girl, my mouth dropped. I had chills, okay? Most people's like, oh, that wasn't that spectacular. Other things happened during Paris Fashion Week. I'm sorry to tell you, when Coperni did that at the end of the show, baby, there was nothing else to talk about during Fashion Week. Like, they literally shut Fashion Week down, and I feel like that would literally go into fashion history. Also with Alexander McQueen, the 1999 spring show. Like, this was my all-time favorite 2002 fashion moment. Next up, I have the Valentino PP Pink collection. When this collection hit, this had such an impact on fashion, like the fashion designers, fashion industry. It had such a huge impact that I was very surprised, because we went from seeing everybody with neutrals and like these very mature monochromatic, like neutral muted colors, to everybody wearing this very obnoxious bright pink. I lived for it, because for so long I was like, I want to see fashion be fun again. And I feel like with fashion, I hate when it just steers to the place of just muted tones. Of course we're gonna have those moments, but for so long we saw everybody doing the Kardashian color palette. And I feel like this year I saw so many people who would never wear color, they were wearing color. So many brands was even doing their take on the hot pink. I absolutely just fell in love with this. This was something that I feel like definitely had an impact, and it kind of like told the fashion industry, let's have fun again. And after that, that's when you just start seeing all of these vibrant things pop up. I saw so many different brands do things with sequins and vibrant colors, brands that you would never even see do this, brands that would be more geared towards muted, neutral tones of very understated pieces. They were even having a take on out of the box pieces. So I feel like this definitely set the tone in an area. It's kind of like when Bottega hired Daniel Lee and he did that green, the Bottega green, I'm gonna say infamous, the famous Bottega green. This to me was like that type of statement. Like, we're doing it and we're setting a standard, you're gonna have to meet us here, because this is it type thing. So I would definitely say in 2022 the Valentino pink definitely had an impact on the fashion world. It's to the point where people will see pink and they're like, oh, that's Valentino pink. It's kind of like when you see green, oh, that's Bottega green. Or sometimes I would say that's Valentino red, because Valentino have probably the best shade of red. So it's kind of like interesting to see them go from Valentino red to Valentino pink. Valentino is a brand that just does really, really well with very vibrant, bold colors. And they know how to market it to where they put it in your face to where you can see something. I'm like, oh, that reminds me of Valentino red. So now anytime I see something that's vibrant pink, I'm like, oh, Valentino pink. Now the next moment, some people may disagree with me, but let me tell you, I'm right, okay? Sorry to tell you. I'm gonna say Rihanna's pregnancy definitely had an impact on the fashion world this year. Like, literally hit hard. When Rihanna started dressing with these outfits, we're so used to seeing people being pregnant and they dress a certain way, very modest. Rihanna was still Rihanna when she was pregnant. It's to the point where when Rihanna started showing this belly everywhere she went, everybody was like saying, okay, I hate it, I hate this, I hate this, I don't like the way she dressed, what is she doing? It's to the point where now I can literally go to the mall and I'll see someone with a crop top, like something that they would wear if they wasn't pregnant. Bellies are out everywhere. That's like a thing now. If you're pregnant, that's a thing. When I went to Fashion Week, there were so many people who were pregnant and it's like the bump was on display. It's like this year of 2022, the pregnancy bump was a fashion accessory. Like, she really hit hard. Now, even I saw this year, I think Vogue did like a roundup and they named some of Rihanna's pregnancy looks, some of like Time's best looks or something. Nah, I'm gonna debate that, because some of the looks I'm like, okay, Riri, what is this, what's going on? But at the end of the day, she's still Rihanna. But I would definitely say she definitely single-handedly, well, I ain't gonna say single-handedly, child, because the bump and the baby definitely was like in tow. They together literally changed the game, because now all I see is bellies everywhere. Next up, I have Y2K. Y2K took over, okay? I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I'm not a huge fan of Y2K. There's some things that I can take from it and like incorporate into my style, personal style, but for me, for the most part, it wasn't really like a thing. However, that was like the #1 trendy style that I was seeing this year. I'm very curious to see if that would carry over into 2023. Me personally, I feel like it will. It's not going to be as strong as it was in 2022. However, I think TikTok influenced the Y2K style, because that's where I first started to see the Y2K style emerge again. And then once it emerged, girl, it's like the brands just took off with it. One thing I absolutely hated was the micro mini skirts. I was like, who's wearing this? Like, where do you wear this to? Prada had one. And I think the smallest one I was able to see in person was the Miu Miu skirt. It was literally a slither of fabric. The dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I think that skirt was maybe $2,000. It was wild. Like, you have to literally be straight up and down to put that thing on. And even then, where do you wear it to? But Y2K was something that definitely had an impact on the fashions this year. All right, so next up I have the Virgil Abloh 2022 LV fashion show. I believe this was during Paris Fashion Week, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you will. That show was highly anticipated this year because he did pass away, and usually the designer's last show is like the iconic show. It is like the show that everybody will remember. It is the show that kind of like goes down in history. So I feel like even if a lot of people didn't like the designs, which I felt like he did a great job, like when it comes to LV menswear, he went to LV, understood the assignment, and really like went there. But that show, I feel like just watching it, anytime a designer is no longer with us, I feel like I said, the last show is always so emotional. It's so beautiful. They did like a memorial for him and stuff. I think that show was definitely impactful in a way that I'm happy that I'm of age and I was able to see it. Of course, I wasn't there, but I was watching it, and I'm just like, oh, this is something that I feel like years from now people will still be talking about. Kind of like me personally, I like to go watch some of Alexander Wang's past shows, because if you watch a lot of documentaries on these people, you get to see their mindset. What was the idea behind this? Sometimes people who are not like familiar with fashion, you just watch the fashion show, you're like, this is all ugly. What people don't realize is runway shows is art. It's some of those things are not for you to actually purchase and buy. Some things are only for the runway, and when you kind of like get to know about the creative, when you see their show, it's kind of like you understand them a little more. So if you watch a lot of documentaries, or you kept up with Virgil while he was alive, and now that he's no longer with us, there's so many documentaries about him, and you hear all of these things about him, his creative process, how he wanted to do this and that. When you see that and you get all of this knowledge and you watch his final show, it is kind of like, it's emotional. I'll say that it was emotional, and it was like you're able to appreciate his craft and his thought process behind a lot of things. This year I actually purchased the ticket to go to his exhibit in the Brooklyn Museum. I wasn't able to go, unfortunately, but I'm sure it was beautiful. If they did anything like they did for the Dior exhibit, oh my god. Even that, y'all, I got so emotional during that exhibit. I actually have that exhibit here on my channel. I'm gonna link it. Oh, just literally your emotions are just running, like you feel like adrenaline running. So I would definitely say his last LV show definitely had an impact on the fashion world. Even his death, it definitely hit the fashion world. All right, so next up I have something that's more of a, I would guess you can say, a trend. It's going to be wide leg pants and wide leg jeans. This is something that I definitely gravitate towards, and I was so excited because this year we saw a lot of brands become a little more inclusive when it comes to jeans. They started adding stretch. They started becoming a little more inclusive in the sizing, especially Zara. And I was just here for it. This was the first year that I feel like I've actually was able to wear jeans and enjoy them. A lot of places they're starting to do like the high-waisted wide leg jeans. Girl, I was just here for jeans this year, and I was so here to see all of the girls and boys be able to wear it, because like I said, most of the brands were so inclusive that they were made for any and everybody type. So this is something that I feel like, for me, I can't speak for next year. I think wide leg jeans are here to stay. Wide leg jeans are here to stay. I'm not saying that skinnies are out, because I do feel like skinny jeans are something that you need in your wardrobe, at least one pair. For me, if I have on jeans or if I have on a certain shoe, I don't want a wide leg jean. So when it comes to the wide leg jean, I feel like this is something that's here to stay. This is something that we'll definitely see in 2023. Now, one of the people this year that I was very proud of, and I was like, okay girl, your stylist is styling to the T, and that is gonna be Lori Harvey. I'm gonna say Lori Harvey this year was styled to perfection. And why I think she was styled to perfection is because Lori Harvey, she stepped out of the box for her, because we know Lori give us like LA girl fashion. It's clean, I'm gonna give you a little look, but nothing too fashiony. This year she teamed up with the guy who styles, and I think he's always styled her, but I think they probably had like a little sit down, a red table talk, because is styled by I forget his name. He styles Steve Harvey and Marjorie also, and he's amazing, girl. I have to follow him on Instagram because he is that boy. Okay, he reminds me of early Colin, when Colin was styling Cardi, when Cardi was just doing it. That's when Colin was styling her. Right now, the guy who styles the whole Harvey family, oh, he is eating the girls up. But why I think Lori was styled to perfection this year is because Lori stepped out of the box. She gave us different looks, different hairstyles, things that we would never see this girl wear ever. And I feel like she did it in a way that it wasn't so far-fetched, like, I don't know about that on you. She did it and rocked it. She wore it with confidence. It did not wear her. I was very proud of Lori this year. And this was actually the first year we ever heard her speak, when she did the whole Bumble thing. That was the first time we ever heard her speak, and girl, she had the boys in an uproar, okay? I was with her. What she said, if it doesn't serve me, I'm letting it go. Adios. But moving into 2023, I look forward to see what's next for Lori, because my girl, she was getting some looks this year, and the body was still banging. I love when the girls with certain body types give me high fashion, because some girls, when they know they're pretty, they don't feel like they have to do much. They're gonna give you a white tank top, some jeans, and a Birkin, and be like, I'm pretty, I don't have to do much. I feel like this year she stepped out of the pretty and stepped into the high fashions, okay? Because the one thing about her Mama Harvey, if you do not know, oh, she gonna give you a look. She give you a look when she's riding a bike. Who's riding up the street in a Dior jumpsuit, head to toe Dior, with a Dior visor on a custom Dior bike? Mama Harvey is gonna give you, like, I'm just not pretty girl, I'm that girl, okay? In every area. And I feel like Lori is kind of stepping into that. So I look forward to see what is next for her when it comes to the fashions. Another person I am always keeping up with, I'm not gonna necessarily say just this year, I feel like this year was the year people started to acknowledge her a little more, and that's gonna be Zendaya. This year she was, I believe, named GQ's most stylish woman, and I could not agree more with it. One thing about Zendaya, she's gonna just give you effortlessly chic beauty, and then she can go over here and give you a hoodie with a messy ponytail, some oversized glasses, shorts, and some Birkenstocks, and still kill it. She is just effortless. Like, that's it. That's all I can say about it. She is effortless, and I feel like Zendaya is definitely going to be one of those people. And if you don't know, she is styled by Luxury Law. Oh, I love me some Law, y'all. I was in Soho one time just minding my good old business, hunting down a coffee shop, because if you know, when I'm in New York, I'm always hunting down a coffee shop, a new coffee shop. That's just like my thing. I'm going into this coffee shop, and I got my head down, and I'm like looking for something in my bag, and I'm like, oh, because chaotic, of course. And the person looked up and they was like, oh, the vintage Fendi. And I was like, child, when I looked up and saw it was Mr. Law himself, I believe I died that moment on that sidewalk in Soho, okay? Oh, just fabulous, just bundles and inches and skin and fashions, and just, oh my God, like, oh, people like that, they just excite me. I could just literally be a fly on the wall. Like, anytime they're in a room, I just want to be a fly on the wall. Especially in their closet, girl, child. Like, he's a fashion icon. So I feel like the fact that him and Zendaya together, they are making, I'm going to say, fashion history. Zendaya is definitely going to go down as one of those people who definitely was like a fashion icon. That's why I was very surprised when I think the CFDA gave like Kim Kardashian a fashion icon. I think she's a great influencer, but a fashion icon, girl, there's a lot of people way before we would get to Kim, but no shade, no tea, girl. Now, the last thing on my list, I think you guys will agree with me, and I'm gonna say the Zara update, or should we say the Zara rebrand. So from 2020 to maybe early of this year, we saw a decline in Zara. Everybody was complaining about the quality. Everybody was complaining about the prices. But the number one thing we did not like was the quality. The quality of Zara was trash, period. Nothing else to say about it. Complete trash. This year, I feel like Zara, they got a focus group. Somebody told me I need a Zara sponsorship. Zara is like Beyonce. I don't need promo, baby. I'm Beyonce. I could just drop and the girl's gonna buy. period. I don't have to say nothing. I don't need an ad. You don't see Zara ads nowhere. You don't see Zara on TV or in the magazines. You just know Zara. You're gonna buy it or you're not. So this year, I think they did hear our cry about the horrible quality. Now, however, the quality now, I got some pieces this year from Zara, y'all, impeccable, okay? The prices did go up. Like the prices I be paying for Zara, and I be like, dang, this like Nordstrom's prices. Like, hold up now. But I feel like for the quality, I cannot lie, I've been very impressed with the quality. I even saw an article saying that next year Zara will be offering repair services. Now that's something that I question. Like if I have a piece from Zara, it depends on the price of the repair and the price of how much it was that I would actually get it repaired. But I was very impressed because there's no other fast fashion place that you can kind of like get pieces repaired. You would have to do that yourself. I don't know how it's going to work. I just saw an article saying that Zara will be offering repair services, and I was like, okay girl. But I think what Zara is doing, they don't want to be considered fast fashions, even though it is a fast fashion chain and brand. I don't think they want to be considered with the Pretty Little Things, the Boohoo's, the Sheins. I think this year Zara did such an amazing job with setting a distance between them and like Shein, Pretty Little Things, Fashion Nova, those girls. They say we're the elite, okay? And I can't lie, girl. Okay, she did it. This year we was able to see so many amazing collaborations with Zara, that's how I knew. I was like, okay, they're setting themselves apart. They did a collaboration with Good American. They did a collaboration with, I think, Rude. They did another collaboration with Kara, some brand like that. I forgot the name of it. And they also have a collaboration literally right now on the website. It's always collaborations, and they're doing amazing with the editorial pieces, girl. Ooh, if you live in New York and you go to like the Soho store or the store, I think it's on Madison, you are able to see some of the editorial pieces. And when you see those pieces in person, of course they're like $300, but in person it's just like impeccable. I'm like, whoa, this is something that I would literally purchase from like Saks or Neiman's or a luxury brand. I definitely would say this year Zara definitely had a huge impact on the 2022 fashions, period. For myself, I know last year I did not shop at Zara because I was so sick and tired of Zara just giving us dupes to this brand, dupes to this brand. I feel like I was disappointed because I fell in love with Zara. The fact that I can go there and get unique pieces that will be timeless in my wardrobe for a great price. And right now, that's exactly what I'm getting from Zara. I'm getting pieces that I know will definitely be in my wardrobe 5 years from now from Zara. And pieces that people be like, now, if I go in my closet and get something, they're like, oh my God, where'd you get that? I'm like, girl, I got this from Zara like in 2016, and I still have these things. And the quality is still amazing. So to see them get back to the original Zara, I'm so excited. And I may be a little obsessed. I may check the website every single day, multiple times a day, the same way I would a Farfetch, but I know I'm not the only one. All right, girlfriends, so that is all that I have for this video. I am sure I missed something. So if you feel like I missed a moment or a fashion piece that really was a staple of 2022 when it comes to the fashion industry, comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts. What are your fashion moments of this year? And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, my girl, do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And just a quick disclaimer, because it's been driving me crazy while I record this video. There's an echo in here, and I don't know why. You would think I don't have a lick of furniture in here because there's an echo. I don't know, it's because it's the ceiling too high. I don't know, but hopefully when I edit this video you don't hear echo, and you still like the video, and you still subscribe, and you still come back for more. So I will see you in the next video, my girl.